Okay, it's all good. All right, so is everybody, able to get 48.2 degrees? Everybody got that first part done? Yeah, you can just punch that right into your calculator. It's a little bit easier. Okay, that's fine. Close enough. Yeah, you just round it differently. That's fine. Okay, so then, and so far, none of what we have done is different. This is all the same. Okay. Now that I know that angle A is 48.2 degrees, I can find angle C because I know that the three angles are always going to add up to 180, right? And that gives me 97.8 degrees. And then now I can use that to find side C because side C is going to equal, well, I guess I have to, yeah, I have to set it up. So, yeah, 3 over sine 34 equals C over sine 97.8. Okay? And when I do that, what do you get for C? 5.32. Okay. By going 3, yeah, cross multiply and then divide. So this times this divided by that. No, don't pretend that you don't know what that means. No, you know how to solve a proportion. That's side C. Yeah. Okay? Okay. Yeah. Here's okay, here's the new parts. Okay? Are you ready? Taylor? Sky? Okay. Austin? Here's the new part. There, in this case, there could be a second triangle, okay? And so the way we're going to find that second triangle is I'm going to take the very first angle that I found, and I'm going to subtract it from 180. So I'm going to say, because that would be what the angle would be in the second triangle. So it did, yeah. Yes, it did. Yeah, so here's one possible length, and I'm about to find the other one. Dude, it says lengths with an S, plural, more than one. Find the possible lengths. Lengths. This is what you and I were just working on, right, Will? So this is 131.8, right? You got 131.9, but we're close enough. Okay, so now that's our different angle A. So if that's our different angle A, then angle C would be 180 minus 131.8 minus the original 34 degrees, which is what? What'd you get for that? Oh, did anybody get, what'd you get for the second? Okay, I'm going to get 14.2, okay? Okay, look, come to class sometime and then you'll know. That's what I explained. That's what I explained yesterday. Okay, and then once you know that angle, then we can look for the new side C in the same way that we did with the original one. So I can go 3 over sine of 34 is equal to C over the sine of 14.2. And when you do that, Cody, what's the other possible length for side C? Oh, okay. But now you can. Right? Yeah. Oh, do you want to know why there's more than one triangle in this case? Okay, so you understand what I did in purple, right? Okay, so what you need to understand is that if you are given two sides and an angle that's not in between those two sides, if you're given two sides and the angle that's not in between those two sides, okay, so not side A, B, and angle C, not side B, C, and angle A, not side C, A, and angle B, Okay? You find the missing side the normal way, and then you go back to the very beginning, the first thing that you found. You subtract. No, ma'am, it did not. You had to find it. That's the very first thing that we found. Okay? Okay, I'm just trying to tell you you can argue with me, but I think you are. When you say you're not arguing, then you're arguing. Okay, you go back to the very first thing that you found. You subtract that from 180. That's your new angle A. And then you just do the same stuff over again. You use that to find out what angle C is. Because that's how I figure out what the third angle is. Because that was the original one that they gave us. Because I also had to subtract angle A to find out what the last angle was. Angle C, I mean, they add up to 180, right? Okay, so if I know two angles and I want to find the third one, I subtract the two angles that I know from 180. Yes, that's angle A, like the second one. Yeah, let's put a little 2 there so we know. Okay, yes. Is what? Close the parentheses over sine 34. Yeah. Okay, what'd you get for that? Okay, tell me when you get it, all right? What's up, Eric? Not much. What are you doing? We're just chilling. I know, right? You want me to go back and grade all that? You want me to go back and grade all that? You were the only one that did any, and so I didn't really bother to look at it. Okay, put that on my desk. I'll correct the other stuff. Did you? Okay. All right. You guys want to play again, number 2?
Yes. Actually, I did 1 through 5. I did 6 to 9.
Okay. Okay. Yep. So you got 14.1? Okay, you're fine. Let's take a look at 2 and 3. All right, let's do number 2. Okay, you ready? You guys want me to draw a triangle? Will that help?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that's totally versatile.
Okay, geez. So X, Y, and Z. It says X is 13 degrees. The opposite side is 12. And then side Y is 5 feet. Okay? So the first thing that we're going to do in this triangle is we're going to find angle Y. And we're going to do it using the law of sines. And it's the easiest math you've ever done. It is 12 over the sine of 13 equals 5 over the sine of Y. Okay? Okay? All right, so that means that angle Y is going to equal the inverse sine of 5 sine 13 over 12, which is what? Thank you. I'm going to go with 5.4. Is that cool? Did you get 5.4, Olivia? Okay. For angle Y, I just 5.39. Okay, 5.4. I just typed this into the calculator. Oh, cross multiply. This times this divided by that. Cross multiply and divide. Yeah, you know how to solve a proportion. Come on. What? So I have to do the inverse sine of that. No, it's not. I see what you're asking about. Okay, because what I'm solving for when I do that cross multiplying, what I end up with is the sine of Y. So I have to do the inverse sine of that to figure out what the angle actually is. Yeah. Yep. Uh-huh. no, yeah, right. Sometimes there's no two triangles. Sometimes there's no triangles. Yeah. Okay, Mylena, are you kind of a little bit on track? A little bit? Okay, Taylor, you good? Okay, so now what I'm going to do, since I know that this is 5.4, is I can figure out what this angle is because I know those three add up to 180, right? Right? So it's going to be big, yeah, because the other ones are pretty small. What did you get from that? 161.61. Okay, so angle Z is 161.6, right? And then to find side Z, I'm going to start, yep, the same thing. I'm going to go 12 over the sine of 13 degrees equals Z over the sine of 161.6, okay? Notice, Mylena, that this time when I cross multiply, I don't have to do the inverse sign because the signs both have numbers. I had to do it there because it was the variable. I could, yeah. So when there's a variable in there with the sign, that's when you have to do the inverse sign. If they're just regular thingies, then you just cross multiply and divide. Yep. So what'd you get for Z? Okay. Do you feel like that was right, Will or Erica? Yeah? 16.8. Okay, that's no big deal, right? Okay, but you're not. For side Z, did you get 14.6 degrees? Or I'm sorry, 161.6 degrees? That's close enough, yeah. And you have 12 and 13. Okay, you want to try that one more time? Okay, did you close the parentheses on the sine 161.722? Okay, do it one more time. Because it could be Sky that is wrong, yeah. Okay. Okay. Okay, so you're good with this, right? Do you understand what I've done so far? Okay. Okay. You can do it. You can do this part on your own. I have confidence in you. No, but can you do this part on your own? Okay. All right. Hang on just a second. Yeah. We didn't do anything new there. We just used law of science. Okay. Sky, Taylor, and Mylena, what we talked about yesterday while you guys were gone is that if I don't know the angle that's in between the two sides to start with, there's possibly another triangle that will work with the same information. And the way that I would get that other triangle is I could take this 12 side right there and I could like rotate it over this way so that this side is still 5, this side is still 13 degrees, that's still 12. But it makes for two triangles. And you guys were, I know, out in the hall yesterday, and so you sort of missed the conversation about this, but it looks like this. Here's the here's how you can get two different triangles. This big one right here is one, or you can swing that side in like that and get a smaller triangle that looks like that. Okay, what's that? Oh, okay. They're trying to like relate this to a thing digging in and then coming out, and so you get one triangle where it hits that line, and then another triangle where it comes out. Okay. Okay. What you need to get from here is this is the question you need to be able to answer. What is the first angle that we found? 5.4, and that was angle Y. So to find the second possible angle Y, you take and go 180 minus 5.4 degrees.
So then, wait, can I tell you what you do then?
Mm-hmm.
Y, or the X equals, I mean the Z equals 180 minus 5.4 minus whatever that angle says.
What is it? Okay, negative what?
That's 1628, not 15. There's only one. Only one triangle.
Okay, so because of what Cody said, because if we try to subtract those two angles to find the third angle, you get a negative number. That means in this case, with the information that they gave us, there's only one triangle that's possible. Okay? Okay. Okay, good. I don't feel like we're there yet. I want to work through one more with you guys. I'm worried about Mylena. So let's do one more of these.
I'm only on number 2 and I don't have any.
Okay, Mylena, you said you weren't sure if you could do this by yourself because you hadn't tried yet. Will you try right now? Okay. Did you get it? Okay, so the first thing that you should have been able to do is go 5 over the sine of 34 degrees equals 4 over the sine of A, right? Okay, Danica, is that what you did? Okay, and then to find out what angle A is, you do the inverse sine of 4 sine 34 divided by 5. These, okay. Because what goes on top is the ones that are across from each other that don't have a variable. So this isn't going to go on top because it's got an A in there. These two things are going to go on top because they're both numbers. Yeah. Okay. Danica, what'd you get? Thank you. Okay. I wasn't paying attention. And that would probably be less confusing for Mylena if I did that in 2 separate steps instead of just in one. Yeah. Because you know that the 3 angles in a triangle always add up to 180. So if you know that this is 26.7 and that's 34, then that means that angle C is going to be 180 minus those 2 things, right? And what did you get from that, Danica? $119.26. We're not even there yet. What? Perfect. Welcome back. Yeah. It is? Really? We'll talk about that in a minute. Well, I need Mylena to figure that out. You don't know which one goes on top? The 2 that are diagonal from each other that don't have a variable. This is a variable. Yeah. So it's the 5 and the sine 119. Okay. The 5 and the sine 119.3 go on top. Yeah. I did. It pretty much is. You multiply these 2 together and divide by that. So you go 5 times sine 119.3 divided by sine of 34. And whatever you get from that is what C is. Really? Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. Okay, Mylena, can you do this by yourself now? But are you closer now than you were before? Okay. All right. Danica, all right, I'm ready to deal with you now. What was your issue? So what I would say to do now is, okay, we'll deal with that in a minute. Oh, it's okay. What I would say to do now, Danica, to find the other triangle is to take 180 minus 26.7 degrees. I'm not doing a squared, I just was trying to write a little 2 there so we can know that it's the second angle A. But you were like, that's the same as the other angle, but I don't. Oh, I thought you were finding the new angle C. Okay, so I get it now. So to find the first one, you just go 180 minus the first angle that you found. Okay, I apologize for that misunderstanding. Mylena, what's 180 minus 26.7? 153.3. So that's our new angle A. Okay, is it not going to work again? Okay, so then in theory, to find our new angle C, you go 180 minus the new angle A minus the original angle that they gave us. But once again, this comes out to be negative. So there's only one triangle. Okay? Okay? Olivia, you all right? She's having a stroke. She's having... Face is all red. It is not. And then there's Eric. Okay, Danica, we good now? Okay, Mylena, you back on track? Mostly? Okay, Taylor and Sky, I know you guys clocked out towards the end of that problem, but do you feel like you're okay? Okay, did you want to check your work and make sure? Okay, did you say, Danica, you got one that it wouldn't work from the very beginning, or was that, which one was that? Okay, so let's take a look at number 5. 5 doesn't work right off the bat? Okay, so that's possible also, but you just have to try and see what happens. So if you go 2 divided by the sine of 34 equals 4 divided by the sine of A. Hang on, don't give it away because Mylena has to practice this part. Which two things go on top? Okay, 4 sine 34. So sine of A equals 4 sine 34 divided by 2. Did he just say what I thought he said? Kai, come on, man. Sorry. Kai. Don't push it, please. Sorry. What'd you get from that? Okay. Nope. Okay, so just Taylor, Sky, anybody else paying attention out there in Radio Land? Okay. Right. No, that's good. So it's possible that you will get a situation where there is no triangle that you can make using the stuff. Okay. Okay. So are we good on that basic stuff? Are we ready? Yeah. So we're ready to jump ahead to number 9. All right. Let's see what we can do with that in our last. All right. Number 9. Radio station K-Rock plans to broadcast rock music to people on the beach near Ocean City. So here is the radio station. Here is Ocean City. Okay. Measurements show that Ocean City is 20 miles from K-Rock at an angle of 50 degrees north of west. K-Rock's broadcast range is 30 miles. All right? Okay, so the question is, how far along the beach to the east of Ocean City can people hear the radio station? All right? So we are going to use the law of cosines to solve that, but we are missing a piece. If this is 50 degrees, what is this? The whole thing is 130. But we need to know this angle right there, right? What is this little angle right here? You don't know?
50 minus 90.
Right, which is 40 degrees. Okay, does that make sense? All right, now this is gonna not be great. But we have to, in order to figure out what this part of the angle is, I need to know another side here. I'm going to find that side right there using this little triangle. Okay, I'm going to use that triangle right there, and I want to find this side. So if I know this angle, what side is that relative to that angle? And what side is this relative to that angle? And who uses adjacent and hypotenuse? Cosine. So the cosine of 40 degrees equals adjacent over hypotenuse, which means that that side is equal to 20 cosine 40 degrees, which you guys are about to tell me is what? Thank you. Are we okay with that? Okay. All right, so now I need to use that to find this angle. So if I'm looking for this angle, now I'm jumping across to this triangle over here. Because what is this side relative to this angle? And what is this side relative to that? Okay, who uses adjacent hypotenuse? Okay, so cosine of that angle is equal to the adjacent side, which we just figured out was 15.3 divided up by the hypotenuse, which is 30. So how do I figure out what that angle is? And then do what? Inverse cosine. Good. So this angle is equal to the inverse cosine of 15, which is 59.3 degrees. Okay. Okay. Okay, so this one is 59.4 degrees, okay? Yeah. All right, so all together, in total, what is this angle right here? So 40 plus 59.4 is 99.4 degrees. Okay, I don't know. That whole angle is 99.4 degrees. Yeah. Oh, I thought this was a handout. Okay. What's that? Who knows? Okay, so now we can use the law of cosines to find that distance along the beach. Are you ready? Okay, what variable do you want to use for that? X? Okay, so x squared equals, we're finding now the answer, this thing right here. 20 squared, there you go, Good, plus 30 squared minus 2 times 20 times 30 times the cosine of 99.4. All right, so that's all easily done on the calculator. You just type that whole thing in. Mylena, remember to do minus, not negative, and then take the square roots. Bless you. It might not be, no. Really? Yeah, this is all for A, and I don't know. Yeah, I'm ready. Did you square root it? Did you square root it? Okay, so x squared equals, go ahead. Okay, so that's what you get when you type all this garbage in the calculator, right? And then if you square root it, you get what? 41.6.
I did not get that.
Okay, I need a tiebreaker.
X squared, I got 149.1495.
Okay, I need a tiebreaker. I need someone else to do it and tell me what you get.
Okay, so if you have, say you have a given number of degrees. You have 16 degrees on a triangle and 15 feet on the other side.
Okay.
If you have 150 degrees on the other side, do you think that number would be substantially large?
It should be, yeah. Because the biggest side is across from, yeah, right. But it didn't.
So I got a 13-degree angle equals 12 feet. You're going to have a 150.6-degree angle equals 26 feet.
Huh.
2 times greater.
Yeah, that is weird.
Degree is like 9.2.
But you know, when you think about it, when you're dealing with angles that are that big, then this one is going to like fall over, kind of. So it could still be pretty big. Like if this is 16 and this is your 154. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's not like you're doing this. That's kind of what you're thinking of. And then that would be really small. But once you get that obtuse one in there, it can actually be pretty big. So I think you're okay. Okay, Will, what'd you get? You got what? Which was what? Okay. Okay, and if you square root that, you get 38.6. Okay, 38.7 miles. So that is the answer to part A. That the radio station will be able to broadcast 38.7 miles along the beach east of. Okay, so you're good though? All right. All right, part B, there are two answers to part A, show that both answers have meaning in the real world. So what they're saying is, all right, K-Rock plans to broadcast only in an angle between a line from the station through Ocean City and a line from the station through the point on the beach farthest to the east of Ocean City that people can hear the station. What is the measure of this angle? What was the measure of that angle there that we figured out? In the, right there? What's the measure of that angle there? 99.4 degrees. So they're going to broadcast at an angle of 99.4 degrees. Is that the last of that? No? Okay. So, right. But that's the last of that word problem. Okay. So we will tackle 10 through 13 tomorrow, because they would like us to figure out before we start whether there's going to be two possible angles or one. Right, so we'll figure that out tomorrow.